everybody, and welcome to the channel. And we got the 1908 World Series game number 3 on October 12th in Chicago. The Tigers versus the Cubbies. And the Tigers lead this series 2-0. Take a look here at Chicago. You got Johnny Kling having a nice series, batting .571 with no homers and no RBIs. Harry Steinfeld batting .286, no homers and no RBIs. Johnny Evers drops off then batting .222. The Cubbies just can't hit. You got Solly Hoffman batting a .167 with an RBI. Jimmy Sheckard batting a .143. Frank Chance 125 with an RBI. Tinker 125. And everybody else is 0 for. Howard's 0 for 2. And Frank Schultz is 0 for 6. Overall, he's 0-1. He's pitched 9 innings and given up a 3-run average. Eddie, he has pitched 1 game, 8 innings. His ERA is 4.5. Take a look here at the Tigers leading this series 2-0. And as you can see, the Tigers are hitting. Roseman batting .571, 2 RBIs. Gary Schaefer, Germany Schaefer rather, batting .500, 3 RBIs. Ty Cobb, .375, no RBIs. Crawford, .375, 2 RBIs. Matty McIntyre, .250. O'Leary, .200. Smith, .143. And you got Ed Simmons 1-0. Went the distance, 9 innings, no ERA. Billy Dullivan went the distance. He has a 1 ERA, so they're holding the Cubs in check. Let's get down here and take a look at the starting lineup for game number 3 of this World Series. You got leading off for the visiting and leading Detroit Tigers. Change all this to AI here. Sorry about that. Can we do all AI? Set to. There we go. There we go. And you got Charlie O'Leary batting second, playing shortstop. Crawford batting third, playing center field. Cobb batting fourth, playing right field. Roseman batting fifth, playing first base. Schaefer batting sixth, playing second base. Thomas doing the catching and batting seventh. Billy Collin batting eighth, playing third. And batting ninth and on the mound is George Mullin. And for the hometown Cubbies, they can't afford to go down 3-0, I don't think. You got Jimmy Sheckard leading off, playing left field. Johnny Evers batting second, playing second. Frank Schultz playing right field, batting third. Frank Chance batting fourth, playing first base. Batting fifth is Steinfeld, playing third. Solly Hoffman batting sixth, playing center field. Joe Tinker batting seventh, playing shortstop. Batting eighth is Johnny King doing the catching, and on the mound for the Cubbies in this all-important game is Jack Feaster. Let's get down here to the stadium and get this game started, folks. And you got Mr. Matty McIntyre to lead this off for the Tigers, batting .250 in the series, going up against Jack Feaster, his first appearance in the World Series as we take a trip around the park. And here's the pitch. And that ball is hit right up the middle, and that should be called out there in center field. And it is. Huffman makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Charlie O'Leary batting .200 here for the Tigers. And here's the pitch to O'Leary, and that's going to be in there for a base hit up the middle. And the Tigers got their first base hit, first runner of the ball game with one out. And up to the plate now is Sam Crawford. Crawford batting 375. O'Leary with excellent speed down there at first. And here's the 1-1 pitch to him, and he's off and running. He's going to be in there safely with a stolen base. Just like that, the Tigers now got a runner in scoring position and one out here in the top of the first for Crawford, as Ken Castro joins us here to take on this World Series game. And here's the pitch to Crawford, a full count on him. He grounds that ball down the first. That'll get the runner down the third with one out, two outs rather. And up to the plate's Ty Cobb. Can he get his first RBI? Cobb's having a good World Series compared to 1907 here on the channel, batting 375. Looking for his first RBI though. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and they strike him out. Cobb not happy with himself. He goes back in, gets his glove, and heads out to the field. Tigers nothing, and the Cubbies coming up. You got to lead it off for the Cubbies. Jimmy Sheckard batting a $143. He's only 1 for 7. This will be George Mullin's first appearance here in the World Series, trying to get the stranglehold on this series. Tigers already up 2-0, trying to win number 3. And here's the 3-1 pitch to Jimmy. And that ball is taken outside for ball 4. So the Cubbies got their first base runner right away. Lead-off walk, and Johnny Evers is up, batting 222. Sheckard down there at first. Excellent speed. Will he stay put? Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he's off and running, folks, and they got him out by a country mile. He just ran into a nice throw, and that'll be out number 1. So now you got a full count on Johnny and nobody on and one out. And here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's another base on balls. So right now, George struggling to find the strike zone. And now you got Johnny down at first with excellent speed. Will he take off and try Thomas's arm? And here's Frank Schultz, and off he goes. This time there won't be a throw. Johnny's in there safely. So they got a runner in scoring position and one out. And Frank Schultz is up, and he is 0 for 6. Struggling big time in this World Series. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's popped up a mile high. That'll bring rain down here in Chicago. And that's 2 outs. Big out there by George. Johnny's still down there at second. And now you got Frank Chance. Frank's batting a $125 with an RBI in this World Series. And here's the first pitch to him. And he drives that ball into right field. And nice catch. Let's take a look at that one, folks. Just robbed him of an RBI and a base hit. Nice dive and stop out there by Cobb. And that ends the inning. We go to the top of the second. It's nothing as Philip Reynolds joins us here. And you got Roseman, Schaefer, and Thomas due up here for the Tigers. And Roseman batting .571 with 2 RBIs in this World Series. They haven't been able to keep him off the pad. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. That ball's hit down the second. Over to Chance for out number 1. And up to the plate now is Germany Schaefer. And he's batting .500 on the year. See if old Germany can get on base. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. That ball's lifted in the right field. That'll be out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for the Cubbies. And up to the plate now is Ira Thomas. And this is his first plate appearance of the World Series. He's already thrown out 1 runner. See what he can do here at the plate. And he's first pitch swinging. Ain't wasting no time. Drives that ball in the center field. And Solly's got it. That's a 1-2-3 top of the second. To the bottom we go. And we got Steinfeld, Solly, and Tinker due up here. Harry's batting .286. One of the few Cubbies actually hitting in this series. Here's the pitch from George. And that's a ground ball down the third. Slow roller. He fires over to first, and he gets him for out number 1. And up to the plate now, Sully Huffman, who is 1 for 6, batting 167. 1 out and nobody on here for the Cubbies. Here's the 2-2 pitch to him. That ball's popped up on the infield. Who's going to take it? Johnny calls for it. Mullin calls for it, and that'll be out number, 2. And you got Joe Tinker up now. Tinker batting at 125. He's 1 for 8. Here's the full count on him. That's driven down the third. Should be an easy play over to first. And it is, and that's a 1-2-3 bottom of the second. And Clinton Parks joins us here today. So at the bottom of the second, you have the bottom part of the order due up here for the Tigers. You got Colin Mullin and back to the top, and Matty. And Bill. This is his first plate appearance of the World Series. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Bill. He drives this ball in the left field. That should be called out there for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down, and we don't need no stinking DH. This is George's first plate appearance, though. See if he can come through. Here's the 3-1 pitch to George, and he swings at it, pops it up. That'll make it in the shallow center field for out number 2 rather, and to the top of the order we go. And McIntyre, and Matty is 0 for 1 today. He get a 2-out rally started. He squares the bunt, takes strike number 1. And here's the 0-2 pitch to him. And that's going to be lifted in the second, over to first for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down. To the top of the third we go in a tie ball game. Nothing. You got Kling, Feaster, and then back to the top of the order. And Johnny Kling, he's batting .574 with no homers and no RBIs. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. Another roller down the third, over to first in the dirt, but he picks it for out number 1. And brings up Jack, and this is Jack's first plate appearance. As I said, we don't need no stinking DH. And let's see what Jack can do on a 2-2 pitch. Drives that ball down the third, over to first. 2 up and 2 down. To the top of the order we go. And Jimmy, he walked his first time up and got thrown out trying to steal. And that ball is popped up. A lot of infield flies here. And that'll do it. And the Cubbies go down in order. To the top of the fourth we go. Still no score. You got O'Leary, Crawford, and Cobb due up for the Tigers. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. That ball's a slow roller back to the mound. Over to first for out number 1. And now Sam Crawford, who's 0 for 1 today. 1 out and nobody on. His Beatles joins us here. And that's a ground ball down the first. He'll take it himself. Quick 2 outs here in the top of the fourth for the Tigers. And it's up to Mr. Cobb to deliver here. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Ty. And he strikes out for the second time today, folks. And that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We got Evers, Schultz, and Chance. Johnny is walked his first time up. And went on to steal second after he walked. That's going to split the gap. How far is he going to run? That is the question, folks. As we got a great screenshot of somebody's head. That was lovely. And he'll stop at second, and we'll take a look here at replay. Terrible camera angle there. Take a look here. That shot split the gap. I thought for sure he was going to be headed for third. And he stops at second with a stand-up double. So you got the go-ahead run down at second. Nobody out for Frank Schultz. Schultz, he is 0 for 1. Johnny, excellent speed. A single might score him. Here's the 1-1 pitch to him. A ball is hit in the left. That drops in there for a base hit. Around third he comes. The ball comes into second. And we got another double. Frank Schultz delivers here. Makes it 1-0 Cubbies. In the bottom of the fourth, Cubbies get their first 2 base hits. Both of them back-to-back doubles. And lead this game. Not a must-win, but a important win. For sure. Don't want to go down 3-0 to these Tigers. Frank Chance is up now. He's 0 for 1 today. Old Schultz down there with excellent speed. A single probably scores him. That's a ground ball down the short. Fires it over to first over his head. That's going to be an E6. And that's going to make it second and third. And still nobody out. And the Tigers are imploding here in this 4th inning. And that'll bring up Mr. Harry Steinfeld, 0 for 1 today. George in a pickle here. They're going to keep the infield back. They think they're going to score some runs against old Jack, I guess, today. So nobody out. Runners at second and third. Excellent speed. Frank Chance out there at second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that ball is hit in the center field. It drops in. The runners had to hold up. That'll be an RBI single. And makes it 2-0 Cubbies. And now still first and third. And again, nobody out. And that brings up old Sully. Sully is 0 for 1 today. What Harry State put down there at first is the question. Here's the 1-2 pitch. The ball is hit back to the mound. He fires down the second. And nobody can double him off. So that'll be out number 1. Big out there by George. Trying to keep this a 2-run game. Looking for that ground ball double play from Joe. Tinker's 0 for 1 today. And that ball is hit out into the gap in right field. That's going to score 1, probably 2. There's the slide home. And that was a 2 RBI double. We'll take a look at that one again. And the Cubbies have just busted this game open 4-0. Didn't have a hit coming into this inning, but they got 4 of them. 3 of them's been doubles. The other was an RBI single. Still only 1 out. Tinker down at second. And Johnny Kling, he's 0 for 1, but he's having a hell of a good World Series for the Cubbies. He's 4 for 8. And he's first pitch swinging. He drives that down the third. Hit it on the button, but right at Bill. So now there's 2 outs, and we don't need no stinking DH. Jack Feaster's up. Can he help his own cause here, folks? He's first pitch swinging. Ground ball down the second. That'll end the inning. But not until the Cubbies score 4 and take a 4-0 lead into the 5th. You got Roseman, Schaefer, and Thomas. Got to scratch some runs out here. Roseman's 0 for 1 today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That ball is popped up a mile high. Waiting for it to come down, and that'll be out number 1. And Germany's up now. He's 0 for 1 today. And here's the 3-1 pitch to Schaefer. And that ball's hit down the short. And it gets through for a base hit. Tinker couldn't get to it. And they charge him with, they give him a hit. Getting ready to say that'd be a tough error. And Thomas is up now. Schaefer down there. He might be taking off even though they're down by 4. And Thomas is 0 for 1. His first appearance of the series. So here's his second. Again, another pop-up and another out. Now there's 2 down. And a runner still down at first. And the batter is Billy Culligan. And Billy's 0 for 1 in this World Series. He's first pitch swinging. That ball's hit in the center field. And that'll do it. Tigers strand 1 to the bottom of the 5th we go. It's still 4-0 Cubbies. Top of the order due up here for Chicago. Scheckert, Evers, and Schultz. Jimmy takes his stance, and then he fires that ball down the 3rd baseline. How far is old Jimmy going to go? He's headed in the second, and he's in there with a stand-up double, folks. Cubbies threatening already here in the bottom of the fifth, trying to add to this 4-0 lead, trying to get this series back to 2-1 and have a shot. Johnny's 1-for-1. He's walked and doubled, if I remember correctly. I wish they gave you what happened in the game. We got to get that in there. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Johnny walks for the second time today. Cubbies got two leadoff batters aboard here for Frank Schultz. He's 1-for-2 with an RBI double his first time up. He squares the bunt. That ball's bunting in front of the plate. Only plays down at first. Gets the runners down the second and third and 1 out. Yeah, exactly, Ken. I hope everybody had a nice holiday too and a safe one. Yep, Frank Chance is up. He is 0-for-2. Can he drive in 2 more runs and make this a 6-0 ball game? Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. That ball's lifted in the left, not deep enough to score. So now there's 2 outs and runners still at second and third. Can the Tigers get out of this with nobody scoring? Harry Seinfeld's up. He's got an RBI single in this game. And that ball is popped up, and they're going to get out of this inning with second and third and 1 out. Nobody scores. A big job by George there, keeping this a 4-run lead, keeping the Tigers in it. We got George himself due up back to the top of the order, and McIntyre and O'Leary after that. And George's first pitch swinging. He grounds that ball down the second. That'll be out number 1. 1 up and 1 down for Matty. And Matty's 0-for-2. Can he get a 1-out rally started here? Tigers need some base runners. And that's lifted in the center field. That'll be out number 2. 2 quick outs. And it's up to O'Leary. See if he can do something here with the cow. Maybe start a fire under these Tigers. And that'll be a base hit in the center field. So O'Leary comes through, keeps this inning alive. That brings up Mr. Crawford, who's 0-for-2. Can Sam keep this inning going? O'Leary down at first, 2 outs. And he's off and running, folks, and he's going to make it in there with a stolen base. He gets in scoring position now for Crawford. Base hit with 2 outs probably scores him. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. He'll take it himself, and that'll do it. Tigers strand another. To the top of the 6th we go. Sully, Tinker, and Kling due up here. Sully 0-for-2. And here's the 3-1 pitch to Sully. And he grounds that ball down the short over to first for out number 1. And up to the plate's Joe Tinker. He's 1-for-2 with a 2 RBI double. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that ball's lifted in the air in left field. That'll be out number 2. Can the Tigers get a 1-2-3 inning? Johnny Kling trying to put a stop to that noise. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Kling, and he strikes him out. And that'll do it. We go to the top of the 7th, 4-0 Chicago. Cobb, Roseman, and Schaefer. It's getting late early here in Chicagoland. Can Cobb do something about it? He's first pitch swinging, and they nail Cobb after striking him out twice. Don't understand that. Cobb must have been running his mouth. Pissed them off, and they plunk him. Not what you want to do with a 4-run lead. That brings up Claude. And Claude's having a hell of a series. He's 4-for-9 with 2 RBIs. He's 0-for-2 today, though. Will Cobb go down there with his cleats up and steal second? Here's the first pitch, and he's off with it, and they nail him down there. And they're talking trash to the Cobb as he gets thrown out trying to steal 1 out now and nobody on. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Roseman. That ball's hit down the first. Might have been a double play ball. We'll never know as Cobb got thrown out. 2 down now and nobody on for Schaefer. Schaefer is 1 for 2 today. Got one of the 3 hits for the Tigers. And he goes down on strikes. To the 7th inning stretch we go. It's a 4-0 ball game. We got Feaster, Sheckard, and Johnny Evers due up here against George. Take a look here at the weather and attendance. It's a clear day. It's 54 degrees and wind blowing right to left at 9 miles an hour. And here we go with the pitch to Jack. 0-2 count on him. That ball's smacked down the first. He'll toss it over to George covering for out number 1. Jimmy Sheckard's up now 1 for 2 today. Nobody on. A 2-1 pitch to Jimmy. And that'll be another out. 2 up and 2 down here for the Cubs. And Johnny's 1 for 1. He's walked twice. Here's the 2-2 pitch to him. And they finally get him out. Strikes him out to end the inning. It was a quick 1-2-3 inning to the top of the 8th. These Tigers, I think, have to score probably 2 runs to give themselves a chance in the 9th. You got the bottom part of the order due up here. Thomas, Cullen, and probably a pitch hitter for George, but you never know. Here's the 1-1 pitch to him. That ball's popped up in the foul territory. It'll stay in play, and Kling makes the catch for out number 1. So here comes Bill now. He's 0 for 2 in this game. And here's the 0-2 pitch to him. Hit down the Tinker over to Chance. That'll be 2 up and 2 down. And George will come up to the plate with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. That ball's hit down the third. A 1-2-3 inning. And the Tigers go to the bottom of the 8th, still trailing 4-0. Schultz, Chance, and Steinfeld due up here. Can they add to this 4-run lead and give a little cushion here for Jack? George trying to keep it to 4 runs. Here's the pitch to Frank. 1-2 count on him. And he strikes him out for out number 1. How many strikes outs? That's 3 strikeouts to go with the 3 walks for George. Frank Chance up now. He's 0 for 3 today. And that ball's popped up in the gap in right field. That ball was a pop-up. He's got himself a stand-up double off of that. Take a look at that again. First one to really fool me there. So the Cubbies are in some business here. So that splits the gap. 1 hopper off the wall. So you got a double down there by Frank Chance. Steinfeld's up. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Another chance at him, and they plunk him. That's to get even hitting Cobb. Again, not smart. Down by 4 hitting, guys. You got to protect your players. Sully's up. If you know me, I'll believe in plunking, guys. And here's the pitch to Sully. He's off and running, and they got him out by a country mile. I know you're up by 4, but I wouldn't have been taken off there. I gave Sully a chance to drive him in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a ground ball down the short, and that'll end the inning. So the Cubbies strand 1. We go to the top of the 9th. The Tigers need 4 to keep this game alive. They do got the top of the order due up here against Feaster. You got McIntyre, O'Leary, and Crawford. And if anybody gets on, Ty Cobb could be the tie and run. And here's the full count to him, and they strikes him out. That'll be strikeout number 4 for Jack to go with no walks in this game. Here's Charlie O'Leary, 2 for 3 today. One of the few Tigers actually hitting. And that's hit down the third, a hard shot. He's going to be down there safely. Do they give him a hit? No, that's an error. So Tigers now got a runner on first for Sam Crawford, down by 4. They need one more base runner here. See if they can do it. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that ball's hit in the left field. The Tigers aren't giving up without a fight, folks. That could be a double as we're seeing the back of people's head. It's real exciting here. And it was a double. We'll take a look at this on replay. Oh, he misplayed it. That was an error, not a double. That was a single and an error. And now the Tigers got second and third and only one out for Mr. Ty Cobb. Batting .300 in this series. He's 0 for 2 today, though. Here's the 2-2 pitch to him. And he's not going to be 0 for 2 anymore. He's going to be 0 for 3 as that popped up in the shallow left field. And the Tigers are down to their last out here, folks. It's all up to a pitch hitter. And they bring out the Bush. And he's first plate appearance here. Runners at second and third, O'Leary and Crawford. And Donnie, can he deliver here with 2 outs and keep this game alive? Here's the 2-1 pitch to him. That's a ground ball down the third, over to first. That ends the game, and the Cubbies win the first game. It's now 2-1 in this World Series. Let's take a look here at the box score. You got the Cubbies 4 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors, and all of a sudden the Tigers stopped hitting. No runs on only 4 hits and an error. You had O'Leary. He was the only Tiger with 2 hits. You had Cobb. He got caught stealing. Old Charlie O'Leary had a stolen base. And for the Cubbies, they just scattered a bunch of hits in that 4th inning and put them all together to score those 4 runs. 1 big inning's all it took. Johnny Evers had a stolen base. Sheckard and Chance were caught stealing. The Tigers left 5 men on base, so did the Cubbies. George goes the distance, 8 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 3. Jack Feaster does the job against these Tigers. 9 innings, 4 hits, didn't walk a soul, struck out 4. Let's see who we got in the next game here. Oh, thank you, Clinton. I appreciate it, buddy. We'll leave this game, see who's going to pitch the next game. I'm not sure that it's going to be 3-Finger Brown against Ed Summers. Let's take a look here. See who the Cubbies are going to pitch here in game number 4. Try to tie this series back up. They are going with 3-Finger Brown. Let's see who the Tigers are going to go with. Try to get a 3-1 lead. And they are going with Ed Summers, so that is correct. We'll go back here. So series will switch back to Detroit. See if the home cooking will work for the Tigers. Now leading this series 2-1. I want to thank Ken Castro, Clinton Parks, Philip Reynolds, and Beatles for stopping by. Check out Ken Castro. Well, Ken don't have a channel. Check out Philip Reynolds and Beatles channel. Oh, you're welcome, Ken, buddy. I'm off this week, so I'm going to probably try to play, maybe tomorrow, try to get this series done one way or the other, no matter how far it goes. And move on to 1909. Like I say, I'm off this whole week. So hopefully, as long as I'm feeling better today, I'll be doing some broadcast. I was sick almost this whole week, felt bad. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to this World Series. And the Cubbies trying to make a series out of it. Now it's 2-1. I see you all next time. Until then, you all take care and have a great evening.